Welcome back. I'm Richard Hasnout, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this YouTube channel. Well, this begins and is part of a very special series, and this is a series where I have the opportunity to interview Jose Stevens, who has the Power Paths seminars and School of Shamanism, all the information that you see on the screen here. And these are going to be a series of conversations that I had with him that I think will be quite illuminating. And to an extent, they will give you an introduction to a topic, and you may or may not want to learn more. But if you want to learn more, Jose Stevens has a tremendous set of capabilities and offerings that can do exactly that for you. And you see the information on the screen where you can call the office or email Jose in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So with that said, let's get into the current topic. Welcome back. This is a very special series with Jose Stevens talking on a wide range of topics. And if this is the first episode you're listening to, go back and listen to the first three before that precede this. They're all if you're at all open to a path of wisdom, this is must listen YouTube channel information. Did I just make that up? Yeah, I guess I did. Okay. So today's topic, and Jose and I agreed on the topics ahead of time, is cultivating the three keys of self-realization. And I had a pretty good idea about what he was going to talk about on most of the previous ones. This one I have some sense, but I'm really interested in what you have to say about this. So let me give you the microphone and go for it.
Okay. We could say, since we were talking about essence and ego in our last conversation, we could say that the three ways to cultivate essence expression, which sometimes people call self-realization, or, you can even call that enlightenment, or there's many, many names for it.
Yep.
They may mean a variety of things, but they're all sort of suggesting that the essence has now come through the personality and is more or less running the show in this person's life, which is actually, from an older soul's point of view, the goal is to let essence express through the body and the personality, and therefore be of great service. So there's three things. There's many more things, but these three things are at the top of the list, let's say, to cultivate the expression of essence or self-realization. And they're areas that are often confused by human beings, because once you hear the words, you're going to go, oh yeah, I know what that means. But we don't really know what that means until we look at it a little closer. So the first one that we're going to look at is gratitude. And gratitude, everybody, right away, people go, I know what gratitude is. Sure, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
But gratitude is not really an emotion. Gratitude may express itself as an emotion at times. To be extremely grateful is to show emotion, of course, yes, but that's not exactly what it is. The truth is that gratitude is a vibration. That's what it is. It's actually a very, very fine frequency, very high level frequency. Like in an octave, it would be the high tones, the highest tones of the octave. And you're still in the same octave, but if you can express the low tones too. And so there's a low tone of gratitude, that's the emotion. And there's the high tone, which is the high frequency of it. And that's the one we're really going to be focused on here. And of course, we know that gratitude is appreciation. It's a thankfulness for whatever. Now, people sometimes think that it makes a difference what you're grateful for. Like you can be grateful if you're hungry and if somebody hands you an apple, you can be very grateful for the apple. It doesn't matter that it's an apple. It could be a sandwich. It could be a walnut. That doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
I can be grateful that I'm alive. I can be grateful that I have a family, that I have children, grateful for my dog. You know, there's a wide variety of things I can be grateful for. They don't matter at all with regard to what we're talking about here. It's the fact of being grateful. It's the act of being grateful that generates the frequency that then lifts up a person toward essence expression. So if you can't be grateful for the big things because you're sure your life sucks and that you're just here a little while and you're going to die and you're going to turn into nothing, certainly there are feelings of gratitude that you could find. Like I said, if you're thirsty and somebody hands you a glass of water, that's a good thing. That's a nice thing that you're grateful for. Yeah, thank you. You know, slack your thirst. So you can begin that way. You can begin with any act of gratitude, with any experience of gratitude. It's something that builds. And it's true that if you practice that often enough, that you do discover greater things to be grateful for. Now, this is the path of the saints. All the great saints speak of gratitude as being important. In some way or another, they say it's important to be grateful. And what they discovered was that they were grateful for something small, like, oh, I'm glad it's, the path doesn't have so many rocks in it, and then they're feeling grateful about that. And all of a sudden somebody comes up and gives them directions. And, well, that's nice. I'm grateful for that. And now something else happens. Somebody provides them with some food. And so little by little, they discover that the more grateful they are, the more the universe seems to hand them things to be grateful for. It's like self-perpetuating. So this is what's wonderful about these things, is that they're self-perpetuating. And so the gratitude keeps coming more and more. And so the great saints found that eventually they were grateful all the time.
Yeah.
And then they became self-realized. Okay, so, and every one of these three things functions the same exact way. So I'm going to move on to the next one, which is love. And love, everybody says, oh, I know what love is. But it's the same way, it's like a frequency. It's a vibration that begets more of itself. It's something that, like attracts like. So we create a vibration. It's just like in physics lab, when you create a vibration, you have a tray of sand and you create a vibration and it creates a geometric form. And, there's a vibration that creates something that manifests there. And then, it's something that makes more of itself. So, again, it doesn't matter exactly. There are different magnitudes of love, of course. You can love your shoes, or you can, they're comfortable, or you can love God.
Yep.
Those are very different orders of magnitude.
Yes.
But they start in the same place. They both start with that vibration and grow. And that one is bigger than the other. So, if you can get there, that's wonderful. But you have to start somewhere. So love is not an emotion. People think it's some kind of romantic thing. We all know that a lot of what people call romance is lust. I mean,
Yep.
We've all fooled ourselves in the past. I have,
Amen.
As a younger guy, I used to confuse it all the time.
Yeah.
But love doesn't really have much to do with romance. I mean, it's nice if it's part of it, but love has to do with anything. Loving your children, loving the fact that, you have good work, and so on and so forth. Loving your friends has nothing to do with lust, but it's love, So I'm not going to belabor that too much. I think that's pretty clear.
Yep.
The third one, and this surprises some people, is awe. Okay, so now we're talking about something more than somebody just saying, "Oh, that's awesome." That's a sort of, I think that's past now, but it was a popular thing for a while. People said awesome about everything. We're not talking about that kind of awe. We're talking about the kind of awe that inspires a kind of amazement. Like, wow, this is truly out of the ordinary. It's special. It's unique. It's the most beautiful music I think I've heard in a long time or ever. This is the most magnificent sunset I've seen in years. It's awesome. And that your jaw drops. It's a jaw drop moment. It's like examining something. Now, scientists sometimes experience awe when they look through a microscope and they see something amazing for the first time and they're awestruck. They go, wow. Recently, I saw photographs that were made inside the human body of cells, and the cells were blown up enormous, and it looked like the cells were filled with flowers. It looked like a garden. Now, I was awestruck. I was amazed because the Toltecs talk about how we're filled with flowers. Toltec shamanism is all about flowers and how human beings are walking flowers. And I saw these pictures of cells and I saw what they were talking about. They were like, yes, we are flowers. From millions of flowers on the inside, right? So that feeling, that sense, that vibration that comes from being awestruck gets one very close to essence. Essence begins to find a voice there. That voice that comes out of you that might just say, wow. Wow is not coming from your personality. Wow is coming from your essence. It's like, whoa, this is amazing. And it's expansive. And it has to do with the truth again. The truth is always expansive. The lie always causes a shrinking sensation. It's condensing, it's smaller, it's like, oh. So coupled with, and all three of these, gratitude, love, and awe, are expansive. They make you bigger. They bring you closer to essence expression. They make it more possible for essence to be there tomorrow, the next day, in longer increments of time, maybe from 10 seconds to 15 seconds to 20 seconds, and so on until it occupies all of our time. So going back to the great saints found that the more gratitude, love, and the more time they could spend with gratitude, love, and awe, the more things they would have to be grateful for, the more things they would have to love, and the more things they would have be awestruck about, until their entire lives was taken over with gratitude, love, and awe. Now, some people might say, oh, that doesn't sound interesting to me at all. But I'll tell you, I could use some more of it.
It's interesting. I two observations to what you just said. I could use some more. I have expanded the period of time that I meditated. The first time I did a major expansion in my meditation, I came out and just felt my energy. There are not words in the English vocabulary to describe it. To which I said, if there were a pill for this, it would be wonderful. Of course, that's not the way to go about it. The second thing I want to share with you is you talk about energy, and you know that you're so spot on. Every quantum physicist on planet Earth will tell you there is absolutely nothing solid in our world. It's all electromagnetic energy frozen into particular shapes and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
We are beings of energy. And I know from my perspective, in my meditation practice, I try to be very observant of where my energy is. Is it the finer energy that you're talking about? Or is it the grosser, scattered, vibration sort of stuff energy? And then using various techniques to manage my energy profile is the way I describe it. That I go forth into the world. What is my energy profile as I go into this situation? Okay, because that's kind of where I'm going to come from. And when you talk about awe and wonder and love and all this, the first thing that came to me is it's kind of like a jolt. For me, it's a jolt of wonderful energy. I want, like you said, I want more of this. It's just exactly what it is. And again, for people that are listening to this channel, if you are interested in the topic of wisdom and you're interested in the topic of living a wisdom-inspired life, the kinds of things that you've just talked about are the kinds of things that will energize you to realize that at a greater rate than you might without understanding how this all works. So for that, I'm deeply appreciative for what you've shared with us here. It's not it's one of the unique things that you bring that I'm so glad I can share with the world. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
As you can see from that conversation with Jose Stevens, very illuminating. And Jose offers a set of skills that I've not seen with really any other single individual. It's the combination of this PhD in psychology, a shamanic practitioner, and a channel. He has the ability, if you were to have a conversation with him, to provide you more insights and help about your life in an incredibly short time than you can get from any other source that I'm aware of. So if you're interested, there's a lot of ways that you can learn more. So you see the information on the screen that can help you with that. Contact Jose as needed. Well, as usual, if you want to learn more about Wisdom Inspired Life, you can go to the mywisdominspiredlife.com website. There you can listen to the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast. We've got a very great player there, but you can also do it on Apple with their Apple Podcast and Google Play and Spotify and all the other places that you listen to podcasts. You can do that. You can also, on the website, learn about some of my books and a bio on my background. So with that said, as you know, this is a journey and this is a fun journey, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you.